Yo, today I am very happy that I am saying this, but we got a review of the new Kendrick Lamar album. Yes, a new Kendrick album. A review of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I mean, you can tell already, oh boy am I excited. Kendrick Lamar is my second favorite artist of all time, I'd say, behind Kanye, and he's been gone for a whole 5 years. And he's back. He's actually back. All eyes are on him for this record. This is one of the most anticipated albums, if not the most anticipated album that I can remember since I started on my music journey. Fun fact, that was around the time when Damn dropped, so Damn was actually one of the first albums that I have ever listened to, like from front to back. Because yeah, I remember when I started listening to more albums and stuff, that's when Damn came out, and a lot of people are hyping it out, so I was like, okay, let me see what the hype is about, and I did see. Now, I do think Damn is Kendrick's worst album, but by no means does that mean it's bad. I like the ideas Kendrick throws out on Damn, and most of the album sounds fantastic. It's pretty accessible as well, so it has some absolute bangers. I had zero clue on how this project was gonna sound, but I was very excited. I mean, some people a while ago were saying it's gonna be like rock influence or something. Yeah, bro, I don't know, that was straight bullshit. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is split into 2 discs, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I've seen some people speculate that the discs are flipped, which would make sense, but I'm just gonna refer to them in this video as disc 1 and disc 2, so there's no confusion. This album portrays Kendrick at his most vulnerable. We've never seen him talk this much about his insecurities and flaws. That is the main theme of this album. There are a lot of ideas thrown around here, but if we're looking to pinpoint a theme here, it will be him looking over his flaws, insecurities, expectations for himself and from others, but then finally taking the backpedal and accepting he can't be perfect. Of course he will have flaws and no one is perfect. As he says on Mirrors, which is a great closer to the album, he chooses himself. I choose me, I'm sorry. A lot of disc 2 here is sort of coming to terms with the fact that he won't be able to please everyone and that he needs to focus on himself more, and the theme and sound of disc 2 I'd say is a lot more consistent than disc 1. Disc 1 is a bit more scattered around, but I can see why. There is a couple of attempts at making a banger there, and it's a disc that's a lot more listenable. Disc 2, and this whole album pretty much I'd say, but mostly disc 2 is hard to digest at times. Some topics on it can be a bit hard to face, like the gut-wrenching Mother I Sober, which is one of the best songs Kendrick has ever made, period. And also the controversial Auntie Diaries, which is a personal favorite of mine. I'd have to say I do prefer disc 2 from the conceptual standpoint and also from a sonical standpoint. Disc 1, as I said before, is more scattered around, but I guess you could look at it as Kendrick's mind. It's sort of all over the place. United in Grief is a really good way to portray the sound of the album. It has plenty of change-ups, having some shoegaze drums in there, which is quite electric, and I like it. Kendrick goes off on there too, and it's just a great sounding song. He also does mention that he has a psychiatrist now, which is also one of the main concepts of this album. It's like going through a therapy session. Talking more about the general sound of the album, I mean, this is one of Kendrick's most experimental records to date. It is definitely somewhat influenced by Baby Keem. He also makes an appearance on here twice, and I love both of his features. But yeah, I don't mind the Baby Keem influence here. I think Baby Keem has a lot of potential, and the Melodic Blue is an album that grew on me heavily. Like, I didn't like it at first, but I listened to it more, and yeah, I love that album now. Kendrick takes that sound and sort of works on it, mostly noticeable on N95, which seems to be the hit from the album, but I can get behind that because that song is a banger. You out of pocket, get back in pocket. And also Silent Hill with Kodak. Didn't like that track at first, but has definitely grown on me a lot. Mentioning Kodak, he appears on this album a lot. I haven't made the link as to why yet. Maybe they just get along with Kendrick, so Kendrick wanted to put him on the album, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit unnecessary and takes away a bit from the album. His features are probably my least favorite part. My only complaints are that disc 1 is not as consistent as disc 2, but that's not saying disc 1 is bad. Writing wise, Kendrick still does his thing on here as always. I mean, I don't think there will ever be a badly written Kendrick album. His rapping is always top notch, and I honestly have to make a video on him being in the GOAT conversation because people are sleeping on him. But yeah, I think doing a whole rundown on one of my favorite tracks would take way too long. I made a ranking video if you want to check that out, so I'm just gonna mention what I think are the highest of the highs on this album. United in Grief, I already talked about it, but as soon as I played the song, I knew this album was gonna be good. I wanna get me a therapist, I can debate on my theories and sharing it well. We Cry Together is sort of a song that reminds me of For Free from T-Beb, but honestly, I might like this one more. Like, don't kill me, but I might like this one more. I found myself engaged with the track, and there were multiple times where I laughed out loud. Little dick ass nigga that's trying to go big, but you were sucking his dick though. Well shit, I should've sucked his. Count on Me serves as a very good intro to disc 2. It kind of gives me some swimming pool vibes for some reason. I don't know why, genuinely no clue, but it just does. It's more of a vibey Kendrick song, so that's always great. How you gonna wear my shorts when the lights run deep? I love the subject matter on Auntie Diaries. That song has sparked some controversy, but I'm not here to comment on all that. I'm just here to talk about the art.
See, I was taught words was nothing more than a sound, if ever they was pronounced without any intentions.
Mr. Morale is one of the most hyped songs on the album, and the chorus is extremely catchy. It's been stuck in my head for the past 2 days. I love the instrumental on that track. The melody is pretty simple, but it's easy to bounce to.
Be not your father, just detox my calling is right on time. Transformation, I must have 1,000 lives.
And lastly, Mother I Sober is one of those tracks that don't feel like a track. It feels more like a moment. It's nearing 7 minutes in runtime, but definitely carries its length. After listening to this for the first time, I was so tapped in. The song kept evolving sound-wise, and I was just so invested in what Kendrick was saying. I was actually feeling kinda sad after. I completely zoned out for the last song because of how much an effect Mother I Sober had on me. I'd say this is the Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst of this album.
Did he touch you? I said no again. Still they didn't believe me.
But yeah, Kendrick delivers on this album as I was expecting and proves he's human too. He's got flaws like we all do, and we shouldn't look at him like he's God or our savior. I'm gonna give this album a 9 out of 10. I'm kinda sad that now I know Kendrick will be gone for a little while, but I'm sure that in the end it'll be worth it with whatever he comes back. So yeah, tell me what you guys thought of the album. If you liked it, tell me why. If you didn't, also tell me why. I'm looking to hear your guys' opinions. Please like and subscribe. That would mean so much to me, as that would help push my video and my channel out into the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace!